What's good, you guys? GeoFlux Site Perspectives. And you notice the background. Yes, this is a transgendered flag in the background. Yes, I identify as a trans masculine transgendered man. I was born intersex. And if you have all these questions, you have a smartphone, you have Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, internet. Look it up, Google it. There is no point in being willfully ignorant in this day and age. Anyways, let's get into this. So, back to the black mothers. So again, I want to address this right then and now. I see a lot of people in the comments, well, trauma creates trauma. And a lot of people who have toxic mothers, the toxic mothers also were victims of toxic, narcissistic abuse, dysfunction, trauma, etc. This is very true. And I've stated this time and time again in my videos. My grandmother went through a lot of unbearable shit that she shouldn't have had to go through. She went through a lot. My mother went through a lot. I went through a lot. However, just because you go through shit doesn't mean you get to inflict pain and suffering on other people. Just because you went through abuse doesn't justify your shitty ass behavior and actions. This is why I always say it's up to us as individuals to break these toxic generational cycles. It doesn't make sense to continue to repeat the same shit generation after generation. And when I look at what my grandmother went through, then look at what my mother went through, and then I look at what I went through, I am not going to inflict pain and suffering on another person or another generation of people. I'm not doing it. So I had to clear that up real quick. So back to the toxic black mothers and black women, black feminine people. It's just, again, it's plagued with the passive aggressive behavior. You never have anything good to say. And very egotistic. Again, it's all back to narcissism. It's very egotistical. Because like even today when I came in from work, I work overtime damn near every single day. I work 40 minutes away from where I live. So on average, I have to add an additional 80 minutes, almost 2 hours to my day on top of the fact that I already work overtime. So I'm easily doing 12, 14, 16-hour days like it's nothing. You know what I mean? So I get home and it's just the same thing. Oh, her complaining about her day or talking about her day and this, that, and that, and how her kids aren't doing A, B, and C. She was happy today because my uncle came over and got her some wood, got her something to drink, got her poinsettias. Again, when we do something that she wants us to do, we're in her good graces for the moment. Keyword moment, because it don't last that long. The minute you don't do something or say something, don't do something that she wants you to do, or don't agree with something and have your own mind, or you just don't feel like listening to the same shit every time you come home, now she's got an attitude. Now you're on her bad side. Again, when you're dealing with these toxic black women, they're never satisfied. When you're dealing with toxic black people, toxic people, period, narcissistic people, period, they're never satisfied. It doesn't matter what you do, they're going to have something to bitch and moan about, okay? You never can satisfy them. And again, dealing with these narcissistic, toxic ass women is the simple fact that you're always putting everybody against each other. In a normal, healthy family, you encourage the siblings, to love each other, respect each other, support each other, stand by each other, care for each other. But in a toxic, dysfunctional, narcissistic household, everybody is put against each other. So now you see your siblings as competition because everybody is sitting up fiending for the toxic person's validation, the toxic person's attention and love. And it's just annoying. I'd rather not even come home half the time because I don't want to come home listening to this shit. And I don't really care. All you do is talk about negative shit 24/7. It's a big ass pity party every time you walk in the door. Nobody wants to hear that shit. And then you're always bitching and moaning. And then another thing about these toxic black women, black mothers and grandmothers and aunts and everybody else, they're always trying to play the martyr. And they make themselves the martyr, you know. Oftentimes you will hear, well, I do this for everybody and nobody respects me and nobody cares. When you're the one deciding to put yourself in these stupid ass situations. So don't sit up here and play the victim after you've manufactured the problem. Yes, you create your own problems and then somehow you're the victim. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Don't nobody want to hear it. Okay? And it's just like when my mom texted me today, well, we're going to go to the movies on Christmas Day. Let's go see Cats. And I'm thinking, no, the days that I do have off, because I work. So when I do get a day off, I want to enjoy it. And let's be honest, I don't want to be around y'all. I'm just being real. Y'all are such a drain. I mean, a fucking drain. Because you already know it's going to be an argument. Y'all going to have a disagreement. Somebody going to get mad. She going to say some fucked up shit. We going to be called out of our names. We're going to be ridiculed. And then in my case, as you can see, the trans flag, I'm going to be dead named the entire time. I'm going to be misgendered the entire time. I just don't really care to be around you guys. I'm just being honest. You know, it is what it is. In fact, I would be perfectly fine getting an Airbnb for the holidays and not being around y'all. Just being real. People want to enjoy themselves. Don't nobody want to be around, yo, woe is me, toxic ass. And that's just being honest, okay? Also, you'll also notice when you're dealing with these toxic women, you're never allowed to have any boundaries. You know, they're very controlling. They have to know every little thing about what you're doing. I'm almost 30 years old. Okay, I'm 27. I will be 30 in 3 years, Lord willing. Then again, who the fuck wants to be around in this shitty ass world? I'm just being honest. This place is hell. But anyways, that's a whole nother video. And you're still questioning where I'm at, when I'm coming home. You know, you're in everybody's business. Nobody's allowed to have boundaries. You know, you're very controlling. And like I said in the first video, this is how you know there's a problem. If this person wasn't your family member, would you be putting up with the shit that they're putting you through? Probably not. Because if my grandmother was my significant other, we would quickly see you're in an abusive relationship. But we don't see that with our own mothers because we keep putting them on pedestals and we keep, that's your mama, that's your granny, that's your daddy, that's your uncle, that's your papa, that's your brother, that's bullshit. Just because we family doesn't give you the right to disrespect me, doesn't give you the right to belittle me, doesn't give you the right to control me. Again, we have to really start learning what a healthy relationship is, because growing up with you dysfunctional ass niggas, we never had a normal, healthy relationship. All of our relationships, for the most part, have been extremely volatile, aggressive, abusive, toxic, narcissistic, and straight up dysfunctional. Ain't nothing normal about this shit. Anyways, I'm going to do another video because, you know, I don't want these segments to be super long because they're already long. So stay tuned.